Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kimball speaking to you. This is a video for my English for Applied class for the week of March 2nd through March 6th. Thought I would experiment with a little bit of my sound equipment here. So sounds kind of trippy, so I'm going to drop that out just a little bit. All right, here we go. So for this week class, we are highly focused on rewriting that letter to Holden. Last week, if you remember, we spent a lot of time in No Red Ink dealing with quotations and citations, making sure that we understand the three different types of quotations, how to write those three different types of quotations. And I was trying to make sure that you understood what we are doing is rewriting that letter to Holden. And as you were supposed to incorporate three or more quotes from the novel, you need to incorporate that into your letter. Several people, number one, a lot of you didn't even get it done. So I don't understand what that issue is, why you're not doing the work. But some of you really need to have that come to Jesus kind of talk with yourself and figure out, do you really want to graduate, or are you wanting to be here for another semester? Or do you want to just drop out at the quarter and go to that credit recovery type of class? I mean, some of you really got to get your things figured out. The rest of you, we need to make sure that our quality is still good. Now, these are not English skills that are just going to disappear from your life. It's a good practice to make sure that when you include information from someone else, you attribute it to the person whose ideas you're borrowing, so that you're not stealing, you're not taking credit for somebody else's ideas. It's just good practice. And we will use that in normal conversation whenever you're talking to someone, a group of friends or whatever. Whenever you're quoting from someone else, you use to say, "Hey, I heard from so and so." Like there's a way to do that, even in our normal conversation. So it's not a skill that I think is going to be a wasted skill on you guys. I think it's more beneficial that you learn how to do it. Now, if you can do it in writing, that means you've actually mastered it. Okay. So that's the whole purpose. We're going to take the quotes from our letters to Holden. We're going to look at them. So specifically on Tuesday, I have some worksheets where I've already copied and pasted some of your paragraphs. All of them have mistakes. And we're going to spend a little bit of time in class looking at those examples, correcting them, making sure that they are in the right format, making sure that we identify where the flow quotes are, where the dialogue quotes are, and where the colon quotes are, and make sure that they are written correctly on those practice sheets. And then you're going to turn your attention Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday back to your own letter and make sure that you are doing that specific skill correctly. Okay. So for those of you that have not done your letter to Holden yet, well, you have a few more days to get that done. And yes, I'm going to take some points off because I've already documented who has theirs turned in and who has not. You're going to have some points taken off because you're not staying with the workload, but you're not going to get a zero either unless you just decide this week not to do it. Now, you see on this piece of paper, there is nothing else expected of you this week except to rewrite your letter. So you can tell we're going to be hyper focused. We're going to make sure that we do it well. And by Friday, you're going to have a good letter to Holden submitted. Okay. Now remember, that letter is informal. It doesn't have to be, first person, or first person is okay. It doesn't have to be in third person with without the past tense verbs and all that stuff. All those extra expectations that we do on some of our other papers, that's not a part of this process. So just write your letter, okay, and write it well. And make sure that whenever we're doing some things in class together, that you're paying attention, and then you actually incorporate those same skills according to your letter that you're writing. All right, guys, that's it. Let's get hyper focused. Let's write well. Let's write together, and we'll write efficiently. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.